This is Hannibal here from the HannibalTV.com. The big news for today, this is a daily update here, Friday in the wrestling world, I guess it's Saturday morning now, is John Cena has been confirmed for the next Suicide Squad movie that is going to be released August the 6th, 2021. Devious says hi right back to you. AXS TV has basically axed the entire division of MMA. Now, Impact recently, the Anthem, which is the company that owns Impact, recently bought AXS TV, and they have ended all the MMA programming. New Japan Pro Wrestling is still on there, as well as Women of Wrestling. It remains to be seen if that will continue. In the past, New Japan has not wanted to work with Impact, but right now, AXS TV is New Japan Pro Wrestling's U.S. television outlet, and they are running the U.S., so you would think their AXS TV contract, which is supposed to continue to 2021, would be very important to them, so maybe they will work with Impact now, even though many would say it's not the greatest company in the world as far as entertainment goes, including me. I'd be of that opinion. NXT Wednesday night, big show premieres this coming Wednesday. It's going to be 2 hours. Nothing really new, according to Triple H, is going to happen. Where's John Cena? We were telling the news. We were saying that he is going to be part of the new Suicide Squad movie. Tracy is asking there. But yeah, NXT is going to premiere Wednesday nights starting this coming Wednesday. Supposedly, it's going to start to feature more 205 Live and NXT UK content as time goes on. But Triple H is saying not to expect too many changes to the show. So we'll see if AEW beats them in the ratings, if that will actually happen, if they're going to continue putting on events in the 400-seat building or 350-seat building in Orlando when AEW is going to these major arenas. Devious is asking if SmackDown on Fox has moved to Friday nights yet. No, that's starting in October. We know that The Rock has not been confirmed for that yet. The Undertaker wasn't a big draw for the most recent SmackDown. Trish Stratus, they're bringing her back for the debut episode there, but I don't know what kind of trick they can pull out of their hat for that. Maybe Donald Trump, if he actually appeared, it would pull an impressive rating. Someone's asking, what company will John Cena wrestle for? He's going to continue to just make appearances in WWE here and there. I can never see him wrestling for a company other than WWE. Tommy T saying, how long can AEW's sellout streak ends? Well, it has pretty much ended. They're not selling out buildings anymore. They haven't sold out their most recent pay-per-view that's taken place November 9th. Charlotte only sold about 2,500 tickets for that TV taping coming up, from what I understand. There's a lot of TV tapings that aren't selling out. So the sellout streak is already going down. We'll see if the TV show of AEW actually helps them or hurts them. But if I was a betting man, as far as what show is going to get better ratings, at least at the start, I think AEW is going to get better ratings because it has more star power than NXT until they start loading up NXT. Chris Jericho's Cruise this coming January is sold out. Chris Jericho, as we were saying, is one of the stars of AEW. He's a bigger star than anyone in NXT. So that goes without saying. AEW, they're owned by a guy that's worth $6.8 billion. They're on TNT. USA has more like potential homes for the NXT show, but AEW is the fresher product, more stars going into major arenas compared to the small college where NXT is doing their shows. Am I buying WWE 2K20 on Xbox? I don't play video games, so no. I just finished an interview with David Tank Abbott on Skype. It was an hour long. He talked about BJ Penn, Tito Ortiz, who he still hates, Mark Coleman, his time in WCW, his thoughts on Goldberg, and a lot more. It was a great interview. If you haven't seen my first full shoot interview with Tank Abbott, it's up on the Hannibal TV free right now. But this podcast will be up in the next few days. It was very entertaining. And of course, the next Great North Wrestling event, Great North Wrestling Apocalypse, October 19th, a little over a month away, Rockland, Ontario. Haku's going to be there, Davey Boy Smith Jr., Savio Vega, Lady Yasmin, Wes Briscoe. More information is at thehannibaltv.com. And there's another event connected with Great North Wrestling next Saturday night. I think it's September 21st at Lusame High School in Hawkesbury. We will be recording that one for the Hannibal TV as well. The Blood Hunter is going to be on that. Jessica Black, Genesis, Eve. It's going to be a good event. I'll answer a couple more questions here, then I'll sign off. Did Tank have heat with Goldberg? No, he liked Goldberg. He goes into Goldberg in a bit of detail. Someone says the first Tank Abbott interview was awesome. I agree. Is Sting going to be on the 20th anniversary of SmackDown? It's very possible. Who knows? I haven't heard any talk about it, but there's a guy that might bring the ratings up. None of their current roster certainly has the ability to do that. Do I think AEW will be able to sustain? I truly believe that AEW was created by the football people because they're mad that Vince is going into the football business. And this is a way of saying, hey, you want to get into the football business? We're billionaires. We're going to get into the wrestling business. And if you want to get into our business, we're going to get into your business. So they'll keep it going for a while, if nothing more than to hurt Vince. But will it be sustainable? I don't know. I haven't seen enough of it to be able to tell you. I think I represent the typical mid-30s fan of 1980s wrestling and the Attitude Era wrestling that stopped watching wrestling in the early 2000s and became a fan of MMA. I am not interested in anything I've seen in AEW so far, nor WWE, but I am interested in the war and who's going to win in the business side of things. I find that interesting. But as far as the Wednesday Night Wars, I hope to see AEW show WWE that their product is stale and people are sick and tired of watching it. You're training wrestlers that are like washed up football players, people from other sports, never had any interest in wrestling, and you're paying them to train. They don't have the heart of the old wrestlers. And it disgusts me what wrestling has become with these athletes just getting into wrestling for the payday because they can be paid to train. And I think history has shown us, other than a few exceptions, most of these guys don't go on to become the next Ric Flair or The Rock. We haven't even seen the next John Cena yet. So there's no new stars in WWE. They just had 7,000 people for SmackDown in Madison Square Garden, and that includes papering, which is the all-time low TV taping. So Billy Graham was right about Kofi Kingston. They're canceling events right, left, and center. I've wrestled Kofi when I was in Deep South Wrestling. He's a nice guy, but he's not a draw. He's not going to make a guy like me flipping the channels want to continue watching. I would stop for Goldberg, though. I'll still stop for Goldberg. He's a larger-than-life character. I hear they're going to move Kevin Owens to NXT to give it a little star boost. He is not a larger-than-life character. He's an average-looking character that people flipping through the channels will not stop to watch. That's why he was featured in feature matches on numerous WWE all-time rating low episodes of Raw. What are my thoughts on the man controversy between Becky Lynch and Ric Flair? I've only seen video of Becky Lynch when I've been in the gym. I've never seen her say she was the man. I don't know much about her. She's attractive. Ric Flair, I only understand from Ric Flair's side what I've read from superstar Billy Graham, who says that what Ric Flair had trademarked, according to Billy Graham, was to be the man, you have to beat the man. And Ric Flair is the first person I ever heard say that. As far as people saying they're the man, everybody says that. So maybe in wrestling he has a case. I don't know if he's trademarked that, then there might be a case. But it's interesting that he's doing that with his daughter still in WWE, because they're vengeful on people that have held lawsuits against them. I had a lawsuit against them at one point, which was settled in my favor, and I never got another shot, even though in my opinion that was a very legitimate lawsuit. And here's another silly thing. I've heard recently for their WWE Canadian tryout, they gave a guy a tryout that's supposedly undergoing chemotherapy for cancer. Yet, I don't know, when I had my contract rescinded, it was for a curable disease. That seems a little odd that they would give people tryouts knowing that they are undergoing chemotherapy. That must be a publicity stunt or something. I found that very bizarre when I watched the video for the WWE Canada tryout. The two Great North Wrestling wrestlers were involved with, both Lady Yasmin and Max Testosterone. Both of them are going to be on the GNW Apocalypse event October 19th, whether they go to WWE or not, because the work visa process is slow. So even if they do get signed out of that tryout, it'll be a while before they start. This is BS. You deserve another tryout in WWE. I know. But to be honest, WWE is not the best place for me. They would make me close down this channel, which is my passion. I would be better off in a company like Ring of Honor, AEW, or MLW, where I could continue doing my YouTube stuff and continue promoting my own events. WWE owns you. They call their wrestlers independent contractors, which apparently might change in California now. They're trying to pass a bill where wrestlers and MMA fighters could no longer be called independent contractors, since they are under contract to companies that are restrictive. So it'll be interesting to see how that happens. But yes, they're too controlling. It would not be good for me and my channel. You should go to Impact. Someone says no. I don't have any interest in Impact whatsoever. Thank you, everyone, for your comments. Lots of comments, lots of questions. Someone says cancer sells. Well, that's true. I mean, it's worked for Roman Reigns, but that cancer is not a laughing matter at all. My natural mother passed away from cancer, and my grandfather passed away from cancer. It's a horrible thing. I've had lots of close calls with cancer. I just find it interesting that they're giving a guy a tryout that's supposedly undergoing chemotherapy. I found that very interesting when the thing that I had was curable, and I have been cured since December 2013, and no company has given me another shot despite all of my experience. But that's fine. Maybe I never would have become a reporter, and that might be my ultimate calling.